Hi, this is Jessica. Welcome to my story, Money Multiplex. 17-year-old high school senior Chad and his coworker Fred cleaned out a theater from people who left the movie view multiplex in the town of Seahawk, a Long Island, New York suburb. A disgusted look crossed Chad's face as he bent down to clean up gum stuck underneath his seat. Yuck! Fred looked over in his direction. What happened, Chad? Fred, there was gum stuck underneath his seat. This is part of our job, and you have to get used to it. This was Chad's first day of work. He wanted to make a good first impression. For starters, he showed up to work half an hour earlier than his 3:30 p.m. schedule. Before he actually started work, Chad used the men's room. In the mirror, he saw his brown short hairs neatly combed to the right. Not a single pimple was on his face. His gray janitorial uniform fit perfectly against his tall, heavy-set body. Never once in his life did Chad like cleaning. He desperately needed this job to save up for college next fall. Once the gum was cleaned off, Chad moved on to the next row of seats, sweeping up popcorn. On the floor was a black wallet. Chad picked it up. Inside were credit cards, $100 bills, and a driver's license with a picture of a woman named Angela Wilkinson. To Chad, she was a pretty blonde-haired woman in her early 40s. Not one flaw stood out on her face. He took out her license. Her cell phone number was written on a piece of paper that fell out. Fred, do you know where Joanna is? She should be in her office. With the paper and wallet in his hands, Chad took off for his boss Joanna's office. The movie view multiplex had 25 screening rooms. A few times, Chad had gotten lost trying to find Joanna's office. By the time he reached her office, he was tired. He softly knocked on her door. "Come on in," said Joanna from behind the door. When Chad met Joanna on a job interview, the first thing he noticed was how quiet and well-reserved she was. She appeared to be in her early 50s with red long hair and laugh lines on her face. Without trying to show his nervousness, Chad entered the office. He didn't know how Joanna was going to react. Once he told Joanna everything, he relaxed. She took the wallet and cell phone number from him. Chad watched as Joanna dialed Angela's cell phone number. She entered on the third ring. "Angela will be here in a few minutes," said Joanna after she hung up. A knock came on the door 5 minutes later. Chad answered to see Angela outside. As they said their hellos, Joanna invited her in. Immediately, she handed the wallet and cell phone number to Angela. "Thank you so much." Angela checked to make sure everything was in there. "My wallet must have gotten lost when I was putting away my glasses." "Chad's the one you should thank," Joanna pointed in his direction. "Well, thank you, Chad." He politely nodded. "You're welcome." Angela took out a $100 bill. "This is for you." She placed the money in his hands. For a moment, Chad stared down at the $100 bill. He shook his head. "I can't take your money. I am sorry." "Why not?" asked Angela. "Because if I took your money," said Chad, "it wouldn't feel right." Angela looked over at Chad and sighed. "You're growing up to be a fine young man." In that moment, Chad's thought process from hating his job changed like a light bulb. A slow smile spread across his face. "Do you mean that?" "Trust me, honey," said Angela. "You're an honest young man." They all shook hands and said their goodbyes. Angela just laughed. As Chad was about to step out of the office, Joanna stopped him. She got up from her desk and stood directly in front of him. "What you did today is very noble." She patted him on the shoulder as she led him to the door. "You have a bright future ahead." "And I'm going to enjoy working here," Chad concluded. He went back to work.